Hi, my name's Katie Matthews. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
Katie, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, so we get a lot of questions from the Gen Z community about how they could be more successful in their career. So we wanted to start a new weekly segment on asking questions about Career Northstar and how the Gen Z community can further be included in that information and also grow in the career from that.
Absolutely. Love it. Let's do it. Let's get
All
to those
right, starting
questions.
with question one. What is one habit that separates successful young professionals from everyone else?
Making errors. Now, someone is probably listening to this or watching this and saying, wait, what? I thought we want to be like really good and do great work and all that. And yeah, that's all true. But when you talk about it in terms of an early career professional, that Gen Z population, you want to make errors early on. You want to try and mess up and back up and move forward. The difference that I would say is errors of omission versus errors of commission. See, so real quick, an error of omission is you never even tried. You're just paralyzed by, I hope I don't mess up, so why should I try in the first place? And that error of omission actually damages credibility. Error of commission is, I'm going to give it everything I have. And you know what? If I bump my head on it, I make a mistake, something like that, you know what? Then I can bring back at least the body of work that I've tried and share that with, my team, my other resources, my leader, and show that I'm making the effort to go make something happen. Error of commission, you learn from. Error of omission, not only don't you learn anything, you actually go backwards. So I would say that's the one key. Go make errors, but do it as a result of effort of commission, trying, not omission, never trying in the first place.
What is one mistake you made in your career that you wish someone had warned you about?
Pride. So pride is a very dangerous characteristic to have early in your career. Now, I don't mean taking pride in your work. I mean pride that nobody else is right, you're right. It's better to have no pride of ownership and get feedback from people and then build better as a result of that than saying, I did it my way, I did it the right way, I did it the best way, and that's it. Pride is actually very, very damaging in a lot of different ways for people. So it's you do your best work, you take ownership as a brilliant soloist for your work, you work inside that team environment, but you eliminate pride from it and you take feedback from people, positive and negative, and there's plenty of positive to go around, but you take that and then you build back better. When you actually do that, you eliminate that pride of ownership. People want to work with you. As a result of that, people's trust in you grows and your career will start to take off.
Is it better to work at a big, prestigious company or a smaller company where you may have the opportunity to learn more?
Like when you're first starting out, that kind of thing? So I would challenge the premise of the question, actually. So it's better. What I've seen over a few decades now, what I've seen is it's better to start your career and end your career in a large enterprise type organization because you actually learn more than you do in a smaller startup kind of enterprise or kind of business. And the reason being is because in the large enterprise, there's typically more policy and process and people, diversity of groups and challenges in the business, and a regimentation in a lot of different ways to conduct oneself professionally. That's a great way to start your career. It's not the only way, but it's a great way to start your career to kind of build that base of professionalism and also build your skill set up as well in sort of a more finite way. Then as you build those strengths, as you progress in your career, then I highly recommend, as an entrepreneur myself, I highly recommend taking that and carrying that with you to smaller, more entrepreneurial, more innovative, perhaps even organizations, and really exercise those strengths and really find out what you're good at, what you really love to do, and frankly, what you get paid to do. Then the third part of that, maybe the last third of your career, I would say you take all of that knowledge, skill, experience, and expertise that you've built up and bring that back to a large enterprise again, where your influence can then carry forward both to the top and the bottom line of the business, and now you can benefit the next generation as well. Like, that to me is a career progression. So I would say start big if you can, start somewhere, start big if you can, then exercise that in a smaller environment, and then go back to big again and really exert your influence and go from sort of the mentee to the mentor, if you will.
Yeah, so going off of that, would you recommend like kind of career hopping early in your career, or sticking with one company and being faithful to that?
Well, that was, you had me until the last word, faithful. So I don't believe in loyalty at all. Like, I come from a generation of loyalty, and the generations before me come from loyalty. That's gone. That's, I need to go too far and look in your feeds and see what loyalty gets you. Rather, it's a skills-based career path now. So hopping, is that the right word? I don't know. I understand what you're saying. But what I would say is you have to constantly be growing. When you stop growing, and that could be at the same organization for decades, but when you stop growing, that's when it's time to go do something else. So to me, it is build your skills base, your experience base, your expertise base, and then take that to wherever you want to go that allows you to exercise what you're really good at, what you really love to do, and what people will pay you to do.
What skills matter most in the next decade, and how can the Gen Z community start building them now?
Well, the talk of the town now is artificial intelligence, isn't it? So I don't know what the next decade's going to hold. Frankly, nobody does. But we do know that AI is going to play an outsized role in that, both generative AI and then agentic AI, where artificial intelligence embedded in business processes. So the best way to answer that question is, what are the skills professionally that Gen Z can develop regardless of the technology? There might be something that comes out 3 or 4 or 5 years from now that transforms that. So what are sort of the immutable skills that Gen Z needs to carry with them as they build that skills case that we just talked about in the previous question? To me, soloist, the brilliant soloist, the ability to own something, to really show people that you have the ability to own an outcome or a piece of work and bring it to a successful conclusion. 2, business is a team sport, whether it's an artificial intelligence and human only, or all artificial intelligence team, it is a team sport. And so your ability to flex and mold and adapt inside of that team environment is really going to go far, and something that really can't be taken away from you. Critical thinking never goes out of style. The ability to ask those who, what, when, where, why, how questions. What if we did this? Why are we doing that? And could we do this instead? That critical thinking of intellectual curiosity never goes out of style, because that's the thing that's going to enable artificial intelligence and other humans to do their best work. Communication, more than ever, will never go out of style. The mode of communication and the type of communication where you connect with other people and artificial employees as well is so very important. Grit, to me, is a kind of an attribute that never goes out of style. If you can show a level of uncommon resilience to get work done in terms of time, on time, cost, under budget, and quality, with great quality, that's your signature. that never goes out of style. I would also recommend two others would be emotional intelligence, the ability to meet people like where they're at and bring them along to a solution, right? That ability to develop knowing thyself and knowing others and then get to a solution together never goes out of style. Lastly is, like we talked about, like we don't know what the technology is going to be, over the next few years. So Gen Z, absolutely upskilling and reskilling in a level of minimal technical competence to be able to use the tools and the technologies at your disposal so that when things change and pivot, you can adapt and be a part of it instead of getting run over by it. If you are those things, you're going to be awesome. It doesn't matter. If you're not those things today, but maybe only a couple, here's my advice for that. Write it down. Whether you put it in a document or you physically write it down on a piece of paper, what you are in terms of those attributes and what you're not and what you have to work on. Now take the time to work on those, to build those skills up. So by the time your career starts to take off, you are those things. And all you're doing is building on them, not building them from scratch. Does that make sense, Katie? Yeah.
Thank you. That wraps up what I have for you today. Thank you for meeting with me. We'll see you again next week for more questions.
Sounds awesome, Katie. Thanks so much. Thanks, everybody.